on-trend fashion for all shapes and sizes. Located in downtown Cornelius, Mina's is your go-to spot for clothes and accessories that bring joy to every season. See you at Mina's.
Oh, shoot. Love you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, LKN. 7:06. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday.
Did you get sideswiped by the snow yesterday?
That snowpocalypse, it got me.
Definitely seems like, okay, Charlotte got it last time. We got it, the
Right.
lake got it this time.
Right.
It seems like. Now, it didn't accumulate to large traceable amounts.
Still just a trace, I think, as we can call it. I don't think we could even measure like a centimeter of snow.
AKA a dusting.
It was more than a dusting, though. It was a
Higher than a dusting.
snowfall, somewhere between a dusting and I don't know what comes after a dusting.
Oh, the snow got thick enough. It fell through the air.
Yeah.
It definitely made it to the ground.
We didn't just get invisible snow yesterday. We got the real thing, and it was some nice big flakes for maybe 2-3 hours. Took a nice little walk by the lake yesterday with the dog, and she very much enjoyed it. That was my dog Layla's first snowfall, so she very much enjoyed it. We had a little bit of one when she was a puppy, but she still didn't know what to do with it. It's not like she was like, oh, I remember the snow.
Did she eat it?
She just
frolics.
She just went outside and just ran around like, I
Oh
don't
my
know what's
gosh, oh my
happening,
gosh,
but
oh
this
my
is
gosh.
fun. Yeah. She had a good time.
It was about 2 to 3 o'clock, I think, is when, at least at where I physically was, when it
Mhm.
started kind of really coming down. Got like a little excited. Well, wait a second. This is real snow. This is
Yeah.
actually snow.
Yeah.
When you see it going sideways in the air, then you're like, okay, wow. It's
I just
actually
like when you
snowing.
see the big fat flakes. That's when you know it's really happening.
But Charlotte didn't get barely anything, Bill
No.
says. So I don't know what happened down there. And CMS was out yesterday for e-learning. Pretty much all the districts were around here.
Everybody
for
was out
e-learning.
yesterday. CMS, as of now, I guess buses have gone out by now.
2
last
hour
I heard
delay.
was 2 hour delay. Yes.
Yeah. And
Same for most schools around here.
as far as the other districts around, February 20th is still a remote learning day for Iredell Statesville
Okay.
schools. We'll check on Lincoln and charter schools, I think, or at least those are more individualized, I think. But from what I'm hearing, 2 hour delay too. But check.
Yeah, always check. Always make sure that
Unless you're already
everything's open.
late. And then
Just say it's the snow. Sorry, I got
Sorry.
stuck in snow. Got stuck.
And
You know
there-
where I slipped this morning though? Getting it. I walked out to my car.
Mhm.
I walked gingerly. Just
Sure. A little
know,
pep.
make sure that I didn't slip on anything. I'm a bit clumsy in general, and so I stepped onto my car's running board and whoop,
No.
Yep.
Give the old slipperoo,
yep,
huh?
right there. I'm okay. I
Did
made
you go to
it.
the ground?
No.
good.
Just had to grab the door handle.
Yeah.
Sure. Anybody in the neighborhood saw me. They got a good chuckle out of
So
that one.
did you do the look around like to see if any of the neighbors were out?
They know me well enough. We've lived there long enough that they know. Yeah, this is just what Mamie does. She falls all the time.
She's okay.
There's no need. There's
didn't
no
hit the
need to come
ground.
running. She falls all the time. Yep, exactly.
Well, they're looking out for you.
I
at
appreciate
least.
it.
Yeah.
Now, the first time it happened, they all come out of the house. Are you okay? I was like, Rob's just like, she just does this all the time. It's fine.
Now you're just on the text level. Hey, just want to make sure.
Sure.
You
We
know,
heard the big boom.
Saw it.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Yep. Fine. Just falling down again.
Could have been falling eggs or crashing eggs. It
Could
seems
be.
to be even beyond North Carolina, which I guess it really is a national thing going on right now of eggs and different ways you can buy them and the cost and just little marts set up almost of egg stations.
Yes.
now.
So I mentioned the other day, and I wasn't sure if this was real or not, so I didn't put it on the sheet, but it turns out it was real. There are bodegas in New York City selling individual eggs.
Buy the single eggs.
Yes. You can buy a pack of 3 for $3.
Price.
3 for $3. Now, then I came across this, and this is actually, when you go to New York City,
32 for
we'll go ahead and play it, and we'll talk about it on
And
the
this
side.
one's 9?
There we go. This is the guy buying eggs on the street.
$7.50?
Yeah.
That's a good price.
$7.50 for a dozen eggs.
Well, in
Alright.
New York.
I guess
I'll
that's
take-
probably a good price.
I take 2.
Oh, he's gonna get 2.
No,
Okay.
no, sorry. 1 per
15, huh?
customer, sir. Watch
Thank
out.
you so much.
I haven't seen the signs at the grocery hanging on the little lip You know what I mean? Saying, hey, please only
one
real
per
eggs?
customer,
Yeah.
2 per customer.
They're real eggs?
Yes.
There's stuff inside?
They're real eggs.
Oh, that's good.
No, that's the
And that's it. So they are buying eggs like this in New York City. So if you go to New York City, often you'll see the little kind of markets outside. You can kind of buy some maybe stuff that might be not quite legit. You know, might be a little knockoff or something. But
Well, who's this guy hanging out with that he's hanging out with fake eggs? How you make fake eggs?
I don't know. What does a fake egg look like? It's got Cadbury inside? Because I wouldn't be mad about that.
Hand painted.
I don't know. There you go. You can get eggs, so you can.
I haven't seen a mart on the streets here.
Well, there's one comment on here. Do you remember when we told this story about the 100,000 eggs that were stolen from Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all the comments on here.
Oh, they found them.
They found them.
Oh no.
We found them. So yeah, but yeah, $10 a dozen is what they're selling these eggs for on the street in New York City. Are you buying street eggs if you get a better deal?
Man, that's the tough part right there. Street eggs. I don't know who's been touching.
I don't know
this.
how much
Although
are
it
they
comes
at
out of the
Publix?
chicken's butt, so I guess like technically anybody can touch it.
Street eggs? I don't know. What would the deal have to be for you to be like, I got it? Okay.
And the fact that you feel like you need to ask, are these real or not? That also has to be a little bit concerned because I don't.
These are the crazy times, though. I think he's just trying to make sure he's not getting played.
But what's insane?
Did you guys like
You gonna
poke
get
a
home
hole and
like,
get all the
yeah.
yolks out of them? It's just an empty
All
shell.
right, I need my tester. I brought my syringe with me. Let me just test one of these yolks.
Mm-mm.
I need
You never
yellow.
know.
I'm looking for yellow oak.
You never know.
How upset
yellow
would
yolk.
would you have been if you bought the street eggs,
Well, too.
get home,
You didn't ask.
and it's just styrofoam?
You didn't ask if it was real.
You gotta
Right.
touch all. At least 1 out of 12 are fake. Anytime you buy a dozen,
That's not true.
that's a stat. It's science.
It's not anything.
Because like one.
Logorrhea.
Just gonna shout that word out every once in a while now.
All right,
That was
word of the
yesterday's
day.
word of the day, by the way.
We'll get prepared
in
for
case
that.
you missed it.
That's at 7:15. Also, we'll check on the streets and see what's going on out there today. Hopefully, Jeff from ICATS, we'll chat with him. RideICATS.com.
Yeah, we'll see. Yesterday, I know he didn't go down to Charlotte, so we'll see if he's going.
Because
down
the
there
schedule
today.
altered. I mean, the things changed around. People had dialysis. You know, when the
he was working.
the
Make no
natural
mistake.
events are occurring, right? Then like, hey, well, wait a second, I got to get my dialysis.
You still got to go to the doctor, yeah.
You still
yeah.
have to. It's Thursday, so we're going to check in with Greystone Lodge, too. High Country Happenings. We're going to see what's going on in Boone, North Carolina. Did they get any snow? Possibly. Maybe not.
They've had a lot of snow up there this season.
They
though.
just kind of get snow. Like, they're,
Mhm.
like, used to it.
Yeah.
Again, the sense of preparedness yesterday, I just think it was at an all-time low related to the
Preparedness?
snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it worked out okay. Thankfully,
Everything worked
it
out.
usually does, and I'm grateful for that.
I still feel like we're never going to be prepared enough. Like if we got a real big snow, 3-4 inches,
Yeah.
we'd be home for a week.
Seems like it worked out for the Hornets last night. They beat the Lakers.
They did.
I think it was, 100-97, I think was the score here as I pull up some stats
So
here. Yeah.
then who got the player?
Yes.
What did we decide yesterday? Is it the team that
So Mark did play. Mark
He
Mark
did
Williams.
played, and he played hard.
He played.
Okay.
He had 10 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and so
We'll
he
take that.
Almost a double-double. Melo putting down 27 points, but wasn't the player of the game. Miles Bridges was the player of the game. 29 points.
nice?
Putting it down.
Love to see it.
100-97 in LA.
That's
Is this
a strong win, big win, and LaMelo making a go-ahead bucket. Good defense to stop LeBron. Classic.
and Braun played. Don't
Oh,
say to yourself,
absolutely.
"Oh, well, you know, did anybody play?" No,
The
no,
Lakers
no.
probably would have won if they had Mark Williams. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, so now you think they want him back?
The joke's on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the overall goal is for them to beat the Hornets, but yeah, they definitely probably would have beat us last night.
You think they were mad about that?
Rescind this L.
Well,
Am
Mark,
I right?
Mark had some comments before the game about the whole trade scenario. We'll
We're
talk
definitely
about
not
that
getting
later.
that in
Yeah, we're
right
not
now.
doing that right
Okay.
now. We'll do it. Also, LaMelo's dad. I saw a picture
Oh
of
my
him.
God,
Is that real?
Crazy. I think so. That's wild.
That's super sad.
Keep it right here. Justin, Bill, and Mamie will be right back with more Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime, and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy for our Thursday afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique,
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
That morning pep talk for Lake Norman, Statesville, with Justin, Bill, and Mamie now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, again. 7:18. Happy Thursday to you. You're one away from Friday, but you still got to make it through this.
You might be sleeping a little bit this morning. Might have a little 2-hour delay.
You might have a 2-hour delay. You might even end up with more, depending on what happens with the snow. Is there anything happening right now?
It was still like snow flurries when I was coming in this morning. Not too bad.
Well, when the snow,
Still dark.
It starts a little bit coming down, and then maybe sometimes it picks up, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just stays there the same amount, or sometimes it just goes away completely because the water gets too thin. It's not thick enough to make it through the air to the
Thick
ground.
water. That's the new meteorology term we came up with yesterday.
It's the new trend. There's also something else that's trending right now.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner.
It's time for the word of the day. What's the word?
Word of the day.
Today's word of the day is zoanthropy.
Zoanthropy.
Zoanthropy. Yes,
like
this
that.
is a noun. ZOANTHROPY.
Do you know what thropy is? Is it a study?
Study of.
Yeah.
A study
Something
of.
around there, right?
But that's not zoos. It wouldn't be the study of zoos.
Zoan. Stars? No?
That's a good guess.
Studying stars. Person, place, thing, or idea, because it's a noun. By the way, this is word of the day. Bill gives us the word, we guess the definition. We've already started guessing, but context clues will probably help us. Yeah.
I got you. Let's see. Got a few good examples here. During Good Morning LKN, Bill rolled his eyes as Justin argued that his deep connection with cats, aka his ability to nap anywhere, proved his zoanthropy.
It doesn't have anything to do with cats, so.
It does not have anything
Does
to
that
do
do with sleeping?
It does not have anything to do with sleeping. It could have something to do with cats, but it does not necessarily.
Does it have to do with my ability to be agile?
Mamie joked that if Justin's zoanthropy were real, he'd probably be a parrot. Loud, colorful, and constantly repeating himself.
Animalistic qualities.
Animalistic qualities.
The study of animals?
No, it is not the
No,
study of
not that
animals.
either.
All right, I
Gosh.
got Mamie
You
stumped
got
here.
me. You got me.
We're
All right.
studying something with Thropy.
Yes, I just made this word up on the way here. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. This is a real word. If a person believes they have changed into an animal, they suffer from a disorder called zoanthropy.
Oh, okay.
So if you find yourself believing that you are an animal, there is a disorder out there, and it is called zoanthropy.
So it's a
That's what they call
disorder versus the study of. That's what threw us off.
Correct.
You talking about the kids who be
Oh.
peeing in litter boxes type stuff?
If they do it consistently. Now, there is a difference. If somebody's just meowing for just a little bit.
Not like fully
Right.
changed over.
Correct. You get it.
Okay.
Wait, but what are they called?
Furries.
Oh,
nice.
got it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So wait a second. This is the belief that you're an animal now? Is that what the official
Correct.
definition is?
It is the disorder.
Disorder.
It's a disorder.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Officially documented.
See, the thropy threw us off. I thought it was the study of. So I was looking at like, different courses of things
Right.
that you might be
Zoos.
interested in. Zoos.
Different type of zoos.
Zoos.
The
or
man who studies
the zoo.
zoos.
That's not what it is
Disorder
at
where
all.
you believe you're an animal. I'm writing the definition. So
What
I gotta
animal
write
would
it.
you
I gotta
wanna
read
be?
it. I gotta say it. I gotta
Okay,
do it.
we play America's favorite game. What animal would you want to be if you could be any animal?
Can I answer for you, Justin?
Yeah, go.
Is it orca?
Oh, it is.
He knows me
It
so
is.
well.
Okay, you're right, Bill.
Wow. Yeah, I'll be an orca with you.
But,
Okay.
Or I'll be a little seal.
if
Ooh,
you
we're
see
gonna
me,
eat you if
Yeah.
you're a seal.
You can catch me.
Get his orca friends. In
if you
there.
can see, if you see me out in the snow, it's not because I'm suffering from zoanthropy.
Correct.
I just like frolicking.
That's fair. That's
That's
a
good.
great use
a
in
great
a
word.
sentence. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't aggressive or anything. That was perfect.
I'd prefer to be an orca, though. I would prefer to be an orca, but they
Right.
don't get to experience snow the same way we do.
You're right,
No.
they don't. They
Unfortunately.
never will.
No.
We are very fortunate.
Yeah, compared to them.
It never snows.
Well, they're in around ice a lot, and it probably snows like where they're, they're in like Greenland, Iceland.
No, but
the
where they
Pacific
are.
Northwest. But
Like,
underwater,
in the water, it doesn't
Right.
snow.
yeah, I don't think the water can stay that thick, or the snow can. I don't think there's that thick.
Yeah,
of snow.
there's like a.
Thick of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
snow be like bubbles for them?
Maybe.
It's bubbling.
Or maybe like
Oh my gosh, school's canceled. It's
when you get
bubbling
big
today.
waves coming in, like the wake is high, so we're
Right,
gonna have to
right.
cancel school.
High winds.
Yeah.
They never come on the East Coast though, because that brown, the brown bubbles, on top of those. You never see those, the brown bubbles,
No.
or is that just on the lake?
What
You know
are
the brown bubbles on the lake. You ever see the
No,
brown
what's
bubbles in
a-
your lake?
No.
A brown bubble.
A brown bubble.
Someone knows what I'm talking about. They've been on the lake enough times. You haven't seen them brown bubbles float
Please
on top.
call in if you've seen them because I don't know what you're talking
I know
about.
what I'm talking about. All right, LaMelo's dad. Did he have his foot amputated for real?
I have seen it on several publications.
Okay, so at this point, believing it's true, LeVar Ball, father of basketball stars Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo, had his foot amputated due to a, quote, serious medical issue, according to TMZ. Most commonly, the diabetes. Is that why people get
It
their
could
feet
be,
chopped
but
off?
it could be something else too. So
I mean, it could
that-
be anything,
It
I
could be
guess.
anything. Yeah, yeah. He didn't want to say it, then.
I don't
you
want to
don't need to
speculate that
pry.
he's got the sugars or anything
Yeah.
like that, but I'm just...
But he looks happy.
That's
looks
tough,
thrilled.
though.
Yeah, it looks like his right foot.
I would probably have to go pirate peg leg if I'm going to end up losing
Are you doing the patch on the eye too?
just for keepsake.
Just to keep the theme going. If you're going peg leg.
No, I'd keep the
Little
double. I'd
wonky-donkey?
need the double vision because I'd be swerving everywhere.
Gonna throw off your sense of balance
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, but tough move though. When I saw that, I was sad. Maybe though with this future of robotics, let me go ahead and introduce you to Protoclone because Protoclone might be a way for amputees. Similar like what is it, Neuralink they're doing for quadriplegics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for amputees, probably not uncommon to possibly think that some of these robotics, like you see like in the movies where the cyborg arm,
Right.
right, and things like that.
That's kind of like Darth Vader in Star Wars. He was just all like robot, wasn't he?
Yeah, and you can go let it roll because it's just that cool, nice omnibus type music here for
This is really scary. looking.
Protoclone. So this is Protoclone by Clone Robotics. Yes, this is real. Bipedal musculoskeletal android V1, a faceless anatomically accurate synthetic human with over 200 degrees of freedom, over 1,000 myofiber muscles, and 500 sensors. So they've got them now looking and feeling like humans, because the whole muscle thing makes me tend to believe. Okay, now we're starting to get
performance.
Now we're getting into the sensory of touch, and rather than just look like a metal robot. Also, don't like how this thing looks like it's hanging in like a hog meat factory, kind of from
that's
the
the
string.
scariest part of it.
Knows how to hold a grudge.
And what's the move where it does like the swish and what do the kids do where it's like he's kind of doing that move right now? What is that called?
I know what you're talking about.
You know which one? What is it called, Bill?
Lone X knows what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like the dance move where they do like the swishles.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Swishles?
It's from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I'm trying to do it still. Am I doing it right?
No.
You got it down. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Me
This
and-
is just so...
Just me and my buddy Proto Clone over here.
doing Fortnite dances. That's what...
I can't do it. There's like one hand that goes in
Yeah,
front,
yeah,
one
you
thing
can.
goes in the back.
You can do it. You're doing it. Just keep going. Don't stop. You got it. Got it down. That's perfect. Perfect.
It just always ends up as a
You
two-step.
got this. Yeah, there's always a two-step. Yeah. Okay, so this is scary. Are you getting one?
Proto Clone?
Yep.
God, you talk about worrying about them killing you in the middle of the night. This pretty
That
much
one has
checks
muscles.
the box on that. If you weren't worried before,
Right.
the one with the muscles will.
All
We're
right.
doing some really spectacular things here at Clone X.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well,
Come
I
into our
found-
dark room.
I found the robot that Bill and I have been looking for this whole time. So, this AI robot is made to help you make coffee and do laundry. That's its purpose.
The whole purpose of it.
Yep. That's what it's here
It's
for.
in nice sweats.
It looks friendly, although it moves real slow.
Underneath it, though.
I've seen this one. Is it Speed? Is that the guy who's a Twitch streamer or something like that?
Yes.
I think I've seen he has this version in his house. Like he already had one of these.
He already has one?
But this is one, yeah, that like it wears like a tracksuit.
Yep.
Inside
you hang
your
out
house.
with it, you talk to it.
Also, we're really excited about
it's going to make coffee in just a second.
the robot yourself.
So they're talking about right
if you're
now
somewhere
with
else,
Cybertruck and I
you can
think
actually
Optimus, like the voice, like of what like the
into
voice is gonna sound like. That's what they're also playing with these days, like finalizing that kind of stuff. When they start talking back, that's gonna be the crazy part.
My issue with this robot making coffee is it's so slow. It is so slow. I'd be like, move. I can do this much faster than you.
He's actually making the coffee though.
He's making the coffee, though.
You can be checking this out on the WSIC News app right now, available on iOS and Google Play.
So, this is the newest version of.
Yeah, now we'll have to figure out what to do with that time when we would be making the coffee.
When I would be pushing those buttons in the morning.
Because I agree with Mamie. I would just be standing behind it like, come on.
See, but I don't
Hit the
push the
button,
button in the
buddy.
morning where I prepare the coffee pot the night before, and I just have the little button that says, turn on automatically at 6.
Oh, someone's got a fancy robot already.
It's so are they emptying the coffee pot? I really want them to empty the grounds
That's
after.
it.
Is
I
what
guess you
want.
can tell them whatever you
The
want 'em to
cleanup
do.
is the
Really,
biggest
that's
part,
it.
right?
That's it.
Right.
I paid
agree with
how much for you just to push the go button? I
Right.
could have done that.
Right. It's $30,000 is how much these are, I think is what they're saying for this one. But yeah, you can, get it. I want to see how it folds the laundry. Now, how does it fold the towels? And that's going to
Now the
determine
value
if
of
I'm gonna buy it.
laundry is definitely one of consideration. If it'll do full stop, like pick it up off the ground, because my kids just leave it everywhere, and then put it into the wash. Of course, apply the right settings. Allow the cycles, swap it over when
Can
it's
it-
done drying.
Timely.
Make sure it's not too damp because
Right.
when you overfill it, it does a thing.
That's a big
Is it
pain
going to
point.
recognize all these things that I, as a human, know?
Stay where you are. There's more Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime, and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy for our Thursday afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Now is the right time to buy or sell your home.
I'm Matt Madison with Madison & Company Realty. With high interest rates, low inventory, and a lot of people moving to our area, it makes people wonder. But we have the answers for you. Call us at Madison & Company Realty in Statesville to help you navigate the real estate market. 704-873-7700. Visit us online at MadisonandCompanyRealtyNC.com. Madison & Company Realty, we've got you covered.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com. With locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
For over 57 years, Nelson Royals has been serving the Lake Norman, Mooresville, Statesville, and surrounding counties. Nelson Royals has work and Western clothing and over 4,000 boots and shoes in stock. Brands like Ariat, Rocky, Justin, Durango, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Thorogood, Skechers, Hey Dude, and many more. Check them out at NelsonRoyals.com.
This is Daniel.
And this is Marsha.
From NC Auto Repair. Keep that car running like new this new year by stopping by NC Auto Repair for all your automotive needs. We're now offering a customer loyalty program for your oil changes. If it's automotive related, we can handle it. Stop by and see us at 1015 Davie Avenue or call us at 980-223-2957. NC Auto Repair. And remember, if you want to go far, you've got to service that car.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
When you have problems with your heating system, you need SHA Mechanical. Serving the region since 1975, SHA will make sure your system always stays in the best condition. Visit SHA Mechanical online at shamechanical.com.
Number one for talk in Lake Norman, Statesville.
1059, 100.7 WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Delta Airlines is offering $30,000 to every passenger aboard a regional jet that flipped upside down after crash landing at a Toronto airport Monday. A Delta spokesman says the payments are a good faith gesture that have no strings attached. There were no fatalities among the 80 passengers and crew aboard, though 21 were injured, some seriously. Investigators are still trying to find out what caused it. A new bank rate survey shows the stock market is Americans' preferred way to invest their money long term. More than a quarter of us, 27%, said the stock market is the best way to invest money that's not needed for a decade or more. Only 6% pointed to cryptocurrency as a preferred long-term investment. Nearly 4 out of 5, 78%, said they're uncomfortable investing in crypto. The nearly complete withdrawal of support for Ukraine by President Trump has got Wall Street on edge. Stock futures are all lower by 1 to 3/10. I'm Scott Carr, Bloomberg Radio.
Who is this? This is 1059 100.7.
WSIC. Local starts here.
They're back. More of Justin, Bill, and Mamie now. It's Good Morning LKN from WSIC. Local starts here.
Good morning, LKN. There's a new bill put forward in the House of North Carolina. It is the NC Farmland and Military Protection Act. Representative Balcom put this forward. So it's in the early process, right? It's been filed as a potential bill, and then it's got to go through the committee process. And here's the main concept of what it's about. Notwithstanding any provision of law to the contrary, no adversarial foreign government shall purchase, acquire, lease, or hold any interest in the following: agricultural land, land situated within a 75-mile radius of a military installation, and that's really the two main things. Any farmland, any land within 75 miles of a military base, And one of the provisions, the responsibility for determining whether an individual or entity is subject to this article rests solely with the adversarial foreign government and the state of North Carolina and no other individual or entity. So North Carolina could have a list that says, hey, you're a foreign adversary. You cannot buy land that's farmland or within 75 miles of a military base. I think this has to do with China. That's what a lot of this has to do with. So this is now North Carolina putting forward its own bill forward to say, hey, we want to stop people from being allowed. That's what makes America unique to me is that anybody can come buy land. I mean, you can come buy. We let anybody come buy property here.
In other countries, there's huge restrictions if you're
not a citizen. If you're, for sure.
Oh, yeah, huge restrictions. Even if you are a citizen, it's really hard to buy property in other countries. That's why a lot of
people
can't even
go visit.
Well, some you just can't even go visit.
Try going to Australia without a visa.
Oh, really?
Can't.
You need a visa for Australia now.
You ever seen Australian Border Wars?
No.
Oh, you got to watch that show.
Okay.
People be bringing some crazy stuff
I
from
bet.
Australia's border.
I bet. No,
chickens.
but lots of foreign countries have huge restrictions on anybody from any other country trying to buying a second home or something like that. There's a lot of red tape you have to cut through. So yeah, this is. It's just
do you care? Don't care?
I didn't know that this was even a problem for North Carolina. I would say for other states, I would see it like that. Those rectangle states, I would see how that could happen, but I didn't know this was an issue in North Carolina.
There was one post, and we had talked about it probably a couple weeks ago now, and whether or not, I don't know how true it was or not, but it was talking about the percentage of land owned by the federal government. Okay, North Carolina, as far as East Coast goes, is one of the highest. I think 12%, if I remember correctly, if my memory isn't completely
not
gone.
Historic yet.
Yeah. But then there was also another post talking about the amount of land and picture format of the United States. Again, a map with no, individual state names. China owning a bunch of farmland and North Carolina near Fort Bragg is one of those conversations. Whether or not it's true or not, I have not seen a definitive, yes, China owns farmland in North Carolina at Fort Bragg. But as far as some posts I've seen online, have certainly indicated that.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I guess you don't even think about that in our little state, our big state. You don't think about, that other countries might own land in your state. But I would like to see that map too.
And I don't know if it's necessarily like, okay, hey, the country of China is owner of parcel number blah, 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 blah. I don't know if they work through foreign entities and then it happens to be a government-controlled entity and we find that out. And then what do you do? Because to just say, hey, I'm taking your land, that's kind of like a big deal. I mean, it's not like the biggest deal, but it's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Like, hey, you don't own this anymore.
Right.
Where's that line kind of start and stop, too? That's also
I mean, there's got to be people who are grandfathered in. Like, this has to go forward with new purchases. They can't be current, can it?
Well, so you're old China. You get to keep it.
I mean, what could they enforce that? Could they say you're another country? I guess they could do whatever they want. This is America, but I would be surprised if that happens. I'd be surprised if they came to people who maybe had citizenship in another country, i.e. China, and say, okay, we passed this bill, get out.
Get rid of it.
They could.
Florida, I think, started pass a rule too, where a law where you have, China can't buy land there or things like that. Their states are doing this now.
Do you think that should be up to each individual state? Do you think that should be? I mean, I think I know what your answer is going to be, but do you think that should be federal law?
Definitely state law.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that was going to be your answers, but
property rights.
Yeah, but you don't think that's something that should be regulated by the federal government? Like, no foreign entity should own more than X amount of land. I mean, that's like if another country owns your land, then it's not your country anymore.
But what do you do? Do you just tell them, nah, sorry, you don't own it?
Well, could you say something like, no other country can own more than 10% of the land in another country, in our country?
Yeah, but it just gets complicated because if it's an entity and it's not like, again, it's not China isn't the one written on the deed.
But if you're from another country, if your citizenship is in another country, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think the restriction should be on.
You're talking
federally.
You're talking about, okay, only American citizens should be able to buy land.
Even somebody from France or England or Germany comes over, no, I want to buy, 10% of this. Well, then you just add it all up and you're like, oh, no, you own more than 10% of America. You can't buy anymore. You've reached the cap. No cap.
Cap, no cap.
Yeah. Cap, no cap.
Okay. Well, so if Mamie's take is if you're not a U.S. citizen, you should not be over a certain percentage of land, we'll say.
Now, if you have dual citizenship, that's different. But if you're just,
once you're a citizen, you're a citizen.
Right. Like my niece, Sarah Beth, was born in Brazil. So So she has dual citizenship.
That's awesome.
So she has Brazilian passport and she has a U.S. passport. So she can buy as much land as she wants in America.
Well, we'll
Good
see
for
what
her.
happens with the farmland. And this, again, mostly has to do with farmland is where the conversation comes into play, because obviously if a foreign adversary comes in and buys our farmland and then all of a sudden says, okay, no more farming on this farmland, that certainly would be a problem. Or if they're, doing particular kind of farming we're not interested in, or they're involved in the farming process in some way, shape, or form, that could be a threat or, affect our ability in the long term to do things. That's certainly, I think we buy a lot of soybeans from.
Yeah.
Or are we the giver of soybeans, or are we the buyer
I think we
of
buy
soybeans?
a lot of soybeans from China. But then are they actually grown in North Carolina? But China gets the money for it?
I thought everyone was allergic to soy.
No, soy is one that's, I think most people, well, there are a lot of people allergic to a lot of things these days, but yeah. But then the state law could also, I think, I'll call Governor Stein. Tell him
Give him
what
a
I
call?
think. Yeah.
You could give him a shout. He might be a little busy because President Trump has announced his pick for Council of Governors.
Okay.
So this is, I guess. Okay, well, let's stick with Chinese farm. We got David on the phone from Statesville. David, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Number one, you can nationalize. Other countries do that. I had an experience in Nicaragua years ago, and a company was down there with millions of dollars worth of equipment and everything, and then they did all the work, and they were real close to the end, and then the country just came in and nationalized it, took everything, and they put them on a plane and said, you got to leave. So we can do the same thing. It's called nationalizing. The other thing is I was in Mexico and on a little vacation, and someone got hurt. Matter of fact, the man broke his leg, and they took his passport and took him to the hospital, and they said, when you pay the bill in cash, you can leave. So we need to have some stricter rules in this country. But you can nationalize a foreign land. That's been going on for years in other countries. So just thought you might want to look that up, the nationalizing foreign land. Foreign occupied land in America.
Thank you, David.
Have a
We
good
appreciate you calling in with that. So are you of the take that, okay, we should have, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you should not be be allowed to buy land in the United States?
Well, yeah, but what you said was they go through some LLC company, and make it look like it's an American buy, but it's not.
Yeah.
And that can easily be traced. They've bought land around a lot of our bases. And I think you just nationalize it, say it's not yours anymore, goodbye.
You think any of that's because I've seen some posts, right? Like as far as China buying land near Fort Bragg, even here in North Carolina, concerns for the farmers and the agriculture scene here. Have you heard anything like that, or is that me just making stuff up?
No, that's true. And also out in the Midwest where there's tens of thousands of acres of wheat and that's grown out there, a big percentage of it is been nationalized. I go through an area from St. Augustine to Palatka, and where they grow potatoes and grow cabbage and stuff, and they used to be, the Bradley farm or the American farms, and now it's the Ming Yang farm, and it's they bought this stuff up, and I disagree with it. I think, my gosh, when you sell your land, you have nothing. And so I think they need to fix that. I think Mr. Trump will fix that once it's brought to his attention. And he's going to try to straighten this country out. All right, that's my comment.
David, we appreciate you calling. Have a great day. Survive that snow today, sir.
Oh, yeah.
WSIC.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime, and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy for our Thursday afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, the Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, the Warren Treaty, the Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Want to talk with Justin, Bill, or Mamie? Give them a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 7:48. Happy Thursday to you. I'm not seeing snow falling here. It might be falling somewhere else. I'm not sure, but keep your wits about you today, especially if you're driving on the roads. President Trump made his appointments for the Council of Governors. This is a bipartisan group of state leaders tasked with strengthening state-federal partnerships on key national security disaster response and military coordination issues. Henry McMaster of South Carolina, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, Kathy Hochul of New York, Gretchen Whitmer of
Michigan.
Michigan? It's not Mississippi.
No.
MS is Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Got it. Wes Moore of Maryland, Jeff Landry of Louisiana, Brian Kemp of Georgia, Ron DeSantis of Florida, and the two co-chairs of the Council of Governors, Glenn Youngkin of Virginia and Josh Stein of North Carolina.
Well,
so
there you go.
our governor of North Carolina is the co-chair, now having been appointed by President Trump to the Council of Governors. Again, there's
Boy, that's a room I'd like to just be a fly on the wall in. I want to know what they talk about.
Execute Order 66.
So it's the connection of keeping the state involved at the federal level. You have to be at the table. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If we want things to continue in North Carolina to continue to be in the forefront, we'd like it to not only be when there's natural disasters. Would love to just be able to be a part of the scene and know what's going on and what potentially is going to affect us in general through most of our life. And so Governor Stein now having that opportunity, being co-chair, which certainly means some responsibility comes with it too. I imagine that means some flights to Washington, D.C., probably some other swanky parties around the country, probably going to check out other states and seeing what they're involved. Because that's really the opportunity of the relationship. I think Stein put out a post yesterday. Our sixth largest trading partner is the UK. Yeah. That's for North Carolina, not the United States. That's for North Carolina. Would love to see other states be listed as our big trading partners. I don't know why that wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
So, as far as being a seat at the table with these other, was it a group of 3, 6, 9, 10 folks? So 10 states potentially there for more relationships to happen. We'll see what happens. Kash Patel, he is on the docket today, I believe, to be confirmed. So that's FBI Director Kash Patel. His big thing that everyone's wondering about, is he going to release all the secret files?
Do it.
Is that going to come out today?
Do it.
Glenn Beck is claiming that on day one, Kash Patel is going to release it. Whether or not that actually happens, I don't know.
Do it.
9/11?
Do it.
JFK?
Do it.
RFK?
Do it.
MLK?
Do it.
COVID? Wuhan?
Do it.
Okay. All of it. So we'll see what
I don't
actually
know
what
that
ends
I
up
want to
happening.
know all of those things.
Do it.
9/11? Did I say 9/11
Yeah,
already?
you did.
Do it.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's
I
been
don't.
going
I
on for a
don't.
while.
I know a lot of people do want to know, and knowledge is power and all that. But I don't think I want to know. I think I just want to be blissfully ignorant to some of these things. I've got enough going on in my own life. I don't need to add that on.
Okay, so well, let's be honest. What's it likely that we're for the people who have been dubbed the conspiracy theorists? CIA killed all these folks. Is that the one end of the spectrum?
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah,
that's the one end.
It's all inside jobs. That's pretty much what the conspiracy theorists say. That every single one of those things that you just mentioned, all done by CIA, FBI, inside agencies.
And let me be clear,
they're trafficking kids.
It's same thing with
That's worst
It's
case.
not a stereotype if it's true, right? So there's always that too, right? So yeah, the trafficking of kids one is the Jeffrey Epstein list is also one too. That's on the docket
that's
too.
one too.
That's a big one. Kind of Diddy kind of disappeared for a little bit. How's he doing? Is he okay?
He's still in jail.
Yeah,
he's not okay.
Yeah,
But
he's not okay.
He was okay for a long time, so it's okay that he's not okay.
He's hanging out with Sam Bankman-Fried, right?
Yeah.
I think they're in the same jail cell. FTX, they started doing refunds. I don't know if you remember, Sam Bankman-Fried was the head of FTX, which FTX took the world by storm. I mean, they had arenas named after it.
You were
didn't
talking
they?
about seat at a table.
Yeah, FTX. Well, however that scam, whatever worked out, they moved up the chain fast.
Remind us what that is for anybody who may have been scrolling TikTok at that time.
So FTX being a platform where you could buy, sell, and trade crypto. You don't do that on the home ad show, but you can. You could do. I guess you can. Share wallet address.
Sure.
You said QRA. You said capital D.
Seed phrase.
Dang. No, but FTX now issuing refunds because it was billions of dollars that were.
And then the guy that did that,
lost?
he's the one who's in jail with Diddy, right?
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman.
Yes.
Fried?
And that's his last name, right? Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Right. SBF.
Okay.
SBF ran FTX.
Gotcha.
And so now the money's starting to be refunded. Payments on Kraken. That's the name of the exchange, the crypto exchange.
Just go over to Kraken and get your money.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to sign up for an account on that one too.
You can
though.
you can see why we as Americans believe so much in cryptocurrency. Just the names alone.
The
push
names are
us
so
that way.
weird. Even just the word cryptocurrency, it makes me feel uneasy. Yeah.
Would you put your crypto in a place called like Wells Fargo though?
Yeah, true.
But Bank of America, like that sounds pretty strong.
Yeah.
You can call it crypto. You can call it whatever you want. I don't think I don't think it really matters. Microsoft is the one who's going to move us closer. It seems like to it. They've got a new Majorana One. Majorana. I don't know how to say the name. It's a quantum computing chip.
I haven't done that since high school, man.
Right, and so it's a quantum computing chip that does it for you. It just injects it, and you check out this explainer video. This is Glenn Gilmore.
Introducing a breakthrough in quantum computing.
Oh, this isn't what I
the
thought.
Majorana One.
Majorana.
Oh.
A new approach that ignores the
very
limitations of current models.
Kinda,
actually, but
to combine
starting
the
to line back
power
up.
of millions of potential qubits all working together.
No, actually.
To solve unsolvable challenges
This
in
is what I
creating
thought it
new
was.
medicines, entirely new
no.
materials.
I haven't done this in a
and
while.
helping our natural world.
This isn't new though.
Margarana?
Yeah.
All on a single chip.
Yeah, that stuff's been around.
It's been computed for a long time.
That's the natural stuff. We're putting this in computers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from the Earth.
Majorana 1 is a major step forward in quantum computing. It could reshape industries from faster drug development to safer materials. And then there was somebody else who posted about it, Satya Nadella. I believe he's with Microsoft. He's the chairman and CEO of Microsoft. And he posted about this quantum computing chip that they made. A couple reflections on the quantum computing breakthrough we just announced. Most of us grew up learning that there are 3 main types of matter that matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Today, that changed. After a nearly 20-year pursuit, we've created an entirely new state of matter, unlocked by a new class of materials, topo conductors that enable a fundamental leap. I'm sorry, I thought I saw you laughing out the corner of my eye there. Topo conductors that enable a fundamental leap in computing.
Oh, we're laughing.
It powers Marijuana 1, the first quantum processing unit.
I'm glad we're opening up to this.
Built on a topological core.
It was illegal back in the day. I think some states, it depends on where you live, though.
We believe this breakthrough will allow us to create a truly meaningful quantum computer, not in decades, as some have predicted, but in years. The qubits they created with topo conductors are faster, more reliable, and smaller. They are 1/100th of a millimeter, meaning we now have a clear path to a 1,000,000 qubit processor.
Okay, so now in science class, it's solids, liquid, gas, and
marijuana.
Imagine a chip that can fit in the palm of your hand.
I will, brother.
Yet is capable of solving problems that even all computers on Earth today combined could not. Sometimes researchers have to work on things for decades to make progress possible.
That is far out,
It
man.
takes patience, persistence to have a big impact on the world. I'm glad we get the opportunity to do just that at Microsoft. This is our focus. When productivity rises, economies grow faster, benefiting every sector and every corner of the globe. It's not about hyping tech. It's about building technology that truly serves the
right.
world.
So now Bill's going to go get a job over at Microsoft.
Marijuana 1.
Yeah.
I'm here for that marijuana.
Right.
Working on that marijuana project.
Picking up my chips
Yeah, where
today.
are they growing that at?
Yeah. Probably a factory around the corner. It was
I just-
There's an Apple one right there in Ckezepis.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
Just like, it's my 5th grade science project now just, went in the trash.
I didn't realize we were creating new states of matter.
That's what I'm saying. I
realize
didn't
that
add
was
that.
going on.
I didn't add that to my.
I've been trying to tell y'all that marijuana matters for a while.
Yeah, it's here to stay. It seems like. At least
That's what I'm talking about.
Took him 20 years to figure that out. Bill's known it for a long time.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
All this quantum computing and stuff, this is being done by people, I think, in the actual office. And I think that there are some incentives for banks to be bringing people back because, they're all starting to announce people back to the office. And so from Lance Lambert, here's one of the guys in real estate that I follow on X. He made this post, U.S. bank with the most commercial real estate exposure. And the number one is J.P. Morgan. $1.4 trillion in commercial real estate loans out there. Jamie Dimon, he's the head of Chase, and he's pretty actively vocal these days. I mean, kind of since like the end of the previous administration, talking about banking, talking about all this kind of stuff. He's been pretty vocal about people coming back to the office. Think that's at all self-serving at all? Just because, like, hey, you own all the commercial real estate. Of course you want people to come
100%.
back. So they pay their rent.
Yes.
They got to pay their rent.
Yes,
so.
they got to pay their rent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people in seats.
That's right.
That's what it is.
So, yeah, to save the loans, let's get everybody back in the office. And then that way the commercial real estate doesn't, fall
We need
off.
beats in seats.
Beats in seats.
Heartbeats in seats.
Oh, there you go.
Heartbeats.
I like that.
Right, that's the agenda I'm pushing.
That's one of the many.
That one's free, Jamie.
That one's one of the many financial conversations that can happen. Not really here. You should listen to Dollars and Cents. That airs every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Joshua Dobie, he'll be in a certified financial planner. I assume he's in town, didn't get stuck somewhere in the snow. And so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Plenty of things to talk about in the financial world. It's all kind of up and down and everywhere. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just evenly killed like he is, just through all of it, right? Regardless of the noise, he can help you sort through it. Dollars and Cents. Check it out every Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. If you miss it live, catch it on demand. Available on the WSIC News app. Available on iOS and Google Play. All 35 hours a week, actually, are. Did you catch Town Talk last night? Senator Tart was on.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU Statesville.
Got a Toyota? Get it serviced at Quality Car Care of Statesville. Looking for a great pre-owned vehicle? Quality Car Care has you covered at 2040 Old Mountain Road. Visit QualityCarCareStatesville.com.
It's been 1 month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, since President Trump returned. And he has signed yet another executive order that Fox's Mark Meredith reports from the White House.
It should certainly appeal to voters
who feel the federal government has bending over backwards to help illegal immigrants. Under the order issued overnight, our understanding the government would cut out money to spend encouraging them to get Obamacare, money for assistance programs like food stamps, as well as for the children's health insurance.
And more layoffs are coming as the Trump administration targets probationary federal workers recently hired. Multiple reports have the IRS ready to cut 6,000 jobs. And as DOJ keeps looking to slash more federal spending,
President Trump claims the Department of Government Efficiency, led by billionaire Elon Musk, is saving tens of billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And he's considering sending 20% of those savings to American taxpayers. Musk saying he believes it could total $5,000 per taxpayer.
As Fox's Jared Halpern, the FBI is about to get a new director.
This afternoon, the full Senate is expected to confirm FBI nominee Kash Patel. It comes despite pushback from Democrats, some of them listing all the reasons they view Patel as unqualified and not trustworthy for the job.
As Fox's Brooke Singman, Ukraine's foreign minister just met with the special U.S. envoy to his country, saying they talked about a just and lasting peace. The day after President Trump, who blames Ukraine for starting a war that began with Russia's invasion, called Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky
a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast because that war is going in the wrong direction.
The president may meet this month with Russian leader Vladimir Putin after Tuesday's U.S.-Russia talks on ending the war that Ukraine was left out of in Gaza. That's the moment Hamas handed over 4 coffins to be given to Israel, including the remains of a mother and her 2 young children killed after the 2023 Hamas terror attack that triggered the war, and also as part of a ceasefire that halted it. 6 hostages who are alive will be set free Saturday. America's listening to Fox News.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant at home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Now.
No ruling yet from a federal judge in New York City after a hearing probing the Justice Department's order to have a corruption and bribery case against Mayor Eric Adams dropped.
He told federal judge Dale Ho that he is innocent and has made no deal with President Trump. Acting Deputy Attorney General Emile Beauvais argued the federal charges Adams faces of bribery, fraud, and accepting foreign campaign contributions should be scrapped. Beauvais told the court, quote, the continuation of this prosecution is interfering with national security and immigration enforcement initiatives being carried out by the executive branch. But critics accuse Adams and the president of making a deal, a quid pro quo, Trump dropping the charges in exchange for Adams doing what Trump wants.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is angry at President Trump, who posted on Truth Social, congestion pricing in New York City is dead as his administration revokes federal approval, and he added, long live the king.
New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years. And we sure as hell are not going to start now.
She's vowing to fight in court to keep congestion pricing in place, charging most drivers $9 to enter lower Manhattan. Now, another legal issue. An appeals court has upheld a block on the president's executive order to end what's called birthright citizenship.
All 3 judges of the Ninth Circuit panel agreed yesterday that Trump's order should continue to be blocked from taking effect while this lawsuit plays out. 4 Democrat-led states arguing that the ban is unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment, as citizenship has been extended to anyone born on U.S. soil, regardless of the immigration status of their parents.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. On Wall Street, stocks could fall at the opening bell. Dow futures are down more than 100 points. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime, and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy For our Thursday afternoon, high temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville is known for the prices and selection, but I tell you what, you may not have known the distinction that this store received with Ford and Lincoln this year. We received the President's Award for 2023 for Ford for the 5th year in a row. We also received it for Lincoln for the first year, and I tell you, those awards don't come easily. It all boils down to taking care of the customers and having the vehicles you want in stock for you to buy.
Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:06. Happy Thursday to you. You're about to head out the door. You might have school still today if you're not on a 2-hour delay, or you might be on a complete remote day today, depending on where you're at, because Iredell Statesville Schools is on a complete remote day today. I believe CMS was on a 2-hour delay. I don't know if that's changed or not. Probably one of those days, too, just for funsies. Give them a call before you leave, you know?
Always a good idea.
You ever tried calling your school? Just the front desk number?
No. Have you?
It can be a little challenging sometimes.
Yeah,
I've done it before.
Sometimes. Yeah, but
I say, I tried. Nobody
Give 'em a
answered.
call. Are you open?
Yeah. Nobody answered, so I assume school was closed today.
Closed.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, would you take $30,000 if it meant you'd have to be flipped over in a plane?
So I actually saw this on my maybe not the same article that you have on here, but I did see this on my timeline with this is for the plane. This is the Delta plane that flipped over in Toronto, right?
Yes, that crash landed.
Yes. I think $30,000 is low.
A little light?
Use that money, buy me one of them robots.
Yeah, maybe. Don't you feel like that's
Never
low?
fold another piece of laundry for the rest of your
Can they fold a fitted sheet, though? That's all I need to know.
I think it's snowing.
Okay.
Delta is offering $30,000 to each passenger of the plane that flipped over in Toronto. A spokesperson said, "This gesture has no strings, nothing attached, and does not affect rights."
That just
so just like
does that feel low to you though? $30,000. Nobody. There were a couple of injuries. No one died, thank goodness.
This is an initial offer.
This is just like the first offer, though. I feel like you got to come
Right.
back.
Oh,
I think you got to counter that one.
You get
Don't
everyone on that plane.
It just sounds sketchy. Like this doesn't. Whoa. If you take
Do
this,
not balk. Yeah, do not balk right now.
You're done though. That's it. Like there's no chance for any other.
It says that it's not no strings attached.
Does that mean
your
you can
rights
do
aren't
like a book
affected.
deal and a movie deal? You can do all that.
I mean, I don't know. Do they have you sign anything?
They gotta have you sign something. They're
Or
not
they
just
just
gonna
literally
hand
handing
No, they're
you
not
a
just handing a
briefcase
check.
of cash.
This is Delta. This is not
At least got to
Spirit.
fill out a W-9. You know.
Yeah.
It's like-
I don't know because then you got to pay taxes on it, obviously. So it's not really $30,000.
Do you? Why in the tax code don't we have when receiving a
Right.
settlement for a plane flipping over, you
don't
get
pay
taxed?
taxes.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not
call
on that
Trump
list.
on that one too. Ask him about that one. No, I
Big
don't
tip.
know. I just feel like that feels like okay. It just feels low. Like what would make you satisfied after going through something like that?
What's the cost of transportation for the rest of my life?
Mm.
Because that's probably what. Because are you getting in a plane? You survive a plane crash. Are you getting on a plane
Oh,
again?
definitely. It's going to take me a while, but I'm getting back on a plane.
You getting back on?
I would say $30,000 plus free first class flights anywhere in the world for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Two.
but that's the problem with that
Two.
one is you're assuming Delta survives all this.
Well, whoever. It just if you gotta have a clause if Delta goes out of business, then
I want all airlines
I
in
get transferred
conjunction.
to whoever buys it. Yeah,
Y'all all giving me free flights.
free 2 first class flights anywhere in the world for the rest of my life.
Mm.
Plus $30,000, I would do it.
Plus the 30's the kicker.
Yeah, I need both.
Hmm.
But 30,000 just seems low. I mean, that plane flipped over.
I mean, nobody died.
Nobody died, and I'm glad for that. But I just feel like
And only a couple had serious enough injuries to even have to go to the hospital.
I don't think 30,000 would help me.
Not gonna help me. That's really gonna be like
Not going to heal the hole in my heart.
No, not
and
mine.
The trauma in my brain when I close my eyes.
You think any of them slept since that night?
Every time I put on
No.
a seatbelt, I'm reminded.
Yeah, you go through something like that, you're not sleeping for a week without some help.
$30,000 though. That's
No.
what they're
I
offering
can't
right
even watch TV anymore without being upside down.
I can't watch a news story like this and then go to bed myself, I got to watch Saved by the Bell or something before I go to bed. So I know I wouldn't be sleeping if I went through something like this. No.
What a choice. Saved by the Bell?
Well, something like
that'll
Simpsons,
get you there,
Muppet
Okay.
Babies, one of those. Something that's
wow.
going to
What an extreme.
change my brain chemistry before I go to bed. So, no, I need more
Even Stevens.
than Clarissa explains it all.
Man,
need
whenever I have trouble,
something.
man, I just do a little bit of that Marahana.
That's what I was going to say.
Get you some of that Microsoft.
You need some Microsoft.
Get that quantum computing going.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need Microsoft. I need 2 first-class tickets. I'm going to need a lot. I'm going to need an unlimited supply of Diet Coke. I need a Diet Coke button like Trump had. I need, I'm going to need a lot more than just $30,000.
Well,
It's a nice place to start, Delta, is what I would
Thanks.
say.
Well, speaking of tragedies,
jumping off point.
Double me.
Speaking of tragedies, I do want to show you the last photo ever taken of Marco Cifretti. This was just before he attempted to snowboard down Mount Everest. It was September 8th, 2002. He's a French guy, supposedly a daredevil.
Yeah.
He reached the 29,000-foot summit of Earth's highest point, which I'm assuming that's Mount Everest. Though critically exhausted from the climb, he was like totally like out of it, right? Because obviously he's got people there to tell, they think these are the stories because, he was there telling them. Cifretti stood with his board, like a snowboard. He was strapped and he was going to snowboard down after climbing. Didn't even want to take a break, it seems like. He had his board perched over the precipice and decided to keep going with the plan. Forge on. He strapped on a fresh oxygen tank because that's what you have to do when you're that high up,
right?
Which also sounds awesome. And he bid his Sherpa adieu because I think Sherpas follow you up Mount Everest.
That's like your helper. It's like your caddy.
Yeah.
You're hiking a mountain. It's a Sherpa.
And he began his descent. The sad part, never seen again.
People have to pay to go up Mount Everest too.
Isn't it like overly done now? Isn't there like a line of folks waiting?
I saw the line. So earlier this week, did we talk about it here? Or
I don't think so.
Just showed up on my timeline too. Wow. I saw a video earlier this week of it was like something. Now is the right time to be hiking it. Something between the seasons and stuff. And so there was a thought, but there was a line of people because there was only one way that you could go.
Yeah.
Up the mountain. So
there's a line, like literally like every 30
there's
feet
like
or whatever,
30
there was
people in
another
line.
group like, oh, you're climbing Mount Everest too? Yeah, are you? Yeah.
It's like 10 grand, 20 grand or something to hike it. Like you have to pay the government to go hike up the mountain. I have zero. No. Do you think this guy knew what he was doing? No. He was like, this is going to be my last snowboard. This is it.
Man, probably when he went off that edge, like, and went down, he probably realized in that moment it was a bad idea.
I'm saying as he hiking, he's like, I'm going down for my one last ride.
I don't know if anybody's ever snowboarded down Mount Everest.
Nobody's going to do it again.
Someone will try it at some point,
I guess.
for sure.
That's
Red
crazy.
Bull's due for a new video or something like that. That's for darn sure.
I don't know.
Hey, remember the indoor chickens I was telling you about? Well, it was we killed the 100 million, and then you could rent the chicken, and then I asked if you can have an indoor chicken,
right?
Like if they need sunlight. This little miniature version of indoor chicken, this one might do it. The Sarama is a tiny breed of chicken that weighs less than 500 grams. So a miniature version that you could have just kind of running around your little house. I don't know if the miniature translates to miniature eggs or number of eggs. So definitely want to check the fine print if you're going to rent. Now, if you're going to rent more than 3 times a month or a year, it probably might be time to start considering purchasing your own.
Okay.
It's more so, though, rather than like, you can't, because it's same thing like any other pet that you buy. You got to consider the other stuff. Like there's the food, there's the vet bills, there's the, you're going to get the Halloween costume for them as well. You just have to be really conscious of that. If you're going to get into the indoor chicken game,
The
you
Christmas
need to,
sweaters.
Yeah. You need to make sure. I just feel like a miniature version, takes up less space. Now they are faster. So if you're going to go full indoor, you probably want to get those, ring chimes. So when the door opens, last thing you want to do is let your chicken out and let it run around your neighbor's yard, causing a whole big ruckus.
Keep it right here. Justin, Bill, and Mamie will be right back with more Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime. and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy for our Thursday afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like ICATS Public Transit.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, the Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Now, back to more of Good Morning LKN with Justin, Bill, and Mamie on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:18. Happy Thursday to you. If you're just hitting the streets, be safe out there today. There is definitely, it obviously didn't get so cold that everything melted, so there's stuff out there.
Yes.
So just use caution today. We'll go with the 5-second rule just to be safe. And if you're out and about out there, again, just be safe. And there might be bursts of snow throughout the morning at some point. I don't know.
Bill said it was snowing earlier.
Is it snowing right now? You got anything?
You know, it's really hard to tell. I can't tell if it's like the light playing games with me. It doesn't look as gray as it did this morning, though.
Okay.
Still gray, but not dark gray.
Plenty of other things to keep you occupied for the day. Today at 11 a.m., the Senate will vote on the motion to invoke cloture for Kash Patel for FBI director. And then at 1:45 p.m. Eastern time today, the Senate will have the final vote to confirm Kash Patel. So we'll see what happens today on if he actually does take action very first day in office of releasing documents, if they're really prepped for that or not. But it could be a wild day. The other thing that is just tragic, I don't know if you remember October 6th and the terrible Hamas, mass killing of people in Israel. The Israeli government has confirmed the deceased bodies of Shiri Bibas and her 2 children, along with 84-year-old Oded Lifshitz, will be returned to Israel on Thursday morning after being murdered as Hamas hostages. And so I don't know if you recall President Trump saying for the past couple, I think it was last week, he had said, hey, if Saturday by noon, if they're not released, all bets are off. They had released a couple of folks, but I believe that this is if I'm quoting this wrong, I'm sorry, but the wife and the kids of one of the hostages that Hamas kept back and did kill. And so just the fact that in 2025 this is happening in the world we live in I mean, said it barbaric. Is there any other terminology that's appropriate for it? And the fact that anybody in the world would be okay with this and want to support this type of belief and ideology is also just baffling to me. But there are, people in the world that, for whatever reason, do, and that's a very sad day. President Trump commented on Doge. I don't know if you saw or it hit across your world the comments by Doge potentially of, hey, we're saving all this money. Why not give some of it back to Americans and actually give them cash? Well, President Trump had comments about that as well.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt. There's even under consideration a new concept where we give
that's been thrown around out there, $5,000. Give every American $5,000 out of all this Doge savings. I don't know if that's cash. Is that going to be forming a mail-in coupon rebate?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be in the form of. But that's the conversation at least happening right now.
Is that per person in your household?
That's a great question. Per dependent?
Yeah.
You're talking about per dependent? Yeah. Pop a few out. When's the timeline on this bad boy?
How much is that robot? How many more kids I need to have?
That's not the only thing going on as far as money goes. Fort Knox has been on the conversation for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen anything related to Fort Knox and the potential. Elon hinted at the idea of, how about we walk through Fort Knox and do a live video on X while we do. Supposedly that's where we keep all the gold. President Trump here on Air Force One with some comments about Fort Knox as well.
We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
Are they going to?
You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
Sir,
That was a bad bump.
are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the president brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset. We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure.
You think gold's still there? They're talking like as if they don't know. Like, he can't make a phone call and say, "Yo, is the gold there?" Like, that's
FaceTime him.
Yeah, we don't have that capability at all.
Show me the gold.
Or is this showmanship?
The clue is on the back of the map.
I feel like we're watching a national treasure.
Right, this
3.
is National Treasure 4.
4, however many
Knox.
they have.
When you arrive, you'll talk to a man named Tom.
Right,
Tom
right.
will lead you to a napkin. On the back side of that napkin will be a code. That
Right.
code is completely
lie.
irrelevant.
But it's all
Move
comes
on.
down to the penny. It all comes down to the penny.
We've converted
all
all
the
the
clues.
gold to pennies, sir. We preemptively did this as
We did that for you.
We thought this would be the right move.
Mamie said pennies were the way to go. That's the
Also,
way we went.
does President Trump say, I got to go to the bathroom, and then everybody say, oh, I got to go too?
You know what?
It's just-
That's actually perfect timing because
I'm
I
going
was
to.
thinking
Yeah.
the same
Wait,
thing.
does
Let's
his
go.
bodyguard have to go in the bathroom with him, or does he just stand
Some
outside
bathrooms
the door?
they'll check the bathroom before he goes in. If it's like at a public
It's like
place
a one
or-
person though. Does he have to go in it?
Is
or
that like
just-
Starbucks?
Yeah, or so you just got to check it, or does he have to stand there with him?
Probably goes in.
Because I recognize that bodyguard that we saw him at the.
Roger, time to unzip.
Yeah, we saw him at the rally, so I wish I would have asked
Deploy.
him that question. That's the one question.
I
that
would
everybody
prefer
wants
if
to know.
Malcolm wiped today.
No, not like that. I just wonder if he has to like stand there. How awkward, but that's the job, I guess.
Yeah, they've probably seen some things. You're probably not worried about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't even know what happens like that moment a president is sworn in, like those few minutes they go into the back room and get briefed on whatever it is they're getting briefed on, probably injected with some kind of tracker device or something.
That's
You
the
don't
kind of thing that I'm like, I mean, I guess you have to know as a president, but I'm like, do I really need to know all of this? Are you sure about that?
Back to the 5K.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and bank on that? I'm thinking about getting a pool.
So I'm just trying to figure out how many kids I gotta have to afford the robot.
happens to be the down
Well, you just
positive.
got to get on one of those new flip planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tesla is probably just going to announce 5,000 has to be the new deposit, and you can just auto send it.
I know
right
now
on
that they
into
give
the Teslas.
5K deposit for the Tesla robot.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad. HHS is throwing out some more stuff for us to start memorizing and learning. The definitions of each gender. So Department of Health and Human Services. Remember, that's RFK Jr. He's the one heading this up. Plenty of things in there to parse through as far as health and human services of what we're doing with that as a country right now. So a few definitions. First definition is sex, a person's immutable biological classification as either male or female. Female is defined as a person of the sex characterized by a reproductive system with the biological function of producing eggs, ova. Male is a person of the sex characterized by a reproductive system with the biological function of producing sperm. Woman, an adult human female. Girl, a minor human female. Man, an adult human male. Boy, a minor human male. Mother, a female parent. And father, a male parent.
But what about when I call my dog my baby? Where does that fall in? Where does that fall in this? Because that definitely needs to be on here.
That falls more into zoanthropy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for
that's
a
my
brief
dog
moment.
pretending to be a person, though.
Yeah.
That's not me pretending to be an
I
animal.
wonder what's the word for
What's
that.
the word for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Onomatopoeia.
No, I think I've mentioned before that when you fly, you have to say the sex you were assigned at birth.
That's the question, the way they ask it.
Yes.
Cool.
And it's not like it's male or female. You can't pick other. You can't, and it's the sex you were assigned at birth. So that's part of flying on on a commercial airplane. It's not even international. It's just any domestic flight. Whenever you're, buying your ticket, you have to declare that. Nobody pushed back on that. Nobody was mad at the airlines for that. But I know this is going to get a lot of pushback. People are going to be mad about this.
Well, and this probably translates to all the forms across the country, right? Anything related to DHHS now, we're likely going to see where it was, non-binary, OGBQ, STR.
Well,
now
usually it was like, yes, it's usually male, female, prefer not to respond is kind of what the three forms are.
Yeah.
Or the three choices are.
I prefer not to respond as far as, if that's the route you want to go down, then that's what you can just say.
And so that's
yeah.
usually what it is. It's usually... it doesn't even say other. It just says,
First off, why is gender even relevant on most of these
I wonder about that
applications?
too. Why does that
Why
matter?
is age relevant on most of this stuff? Why is sex in general relevant on it? Why is any of it relevant on any? Why is my race relevant on any of these forms? What does it have to do with my ability to do a job, or unless it's a program that is specific for something related to a protected class, which we can go down that rabbit hole of how that's even possible. Racism still racism, no matter which way you cut it. I'm confused on that kind of stuff. And I get the ideology that, we need to bring these things to the forefront because for so long it wasn't. It's like, how long was so long and where are we at now in the timeline of things?
Do you think they just do it for data and research and so they know?
It's definitely statistical data.
It's just for statistical data.
But doesn't that promulgate the issue, though, when you're collecting and focusing on the data?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the word of the
How
day.
else are they supposed to divide and
few
conquer?
years ago. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's by design.
Yeah.
France's sun appears to be brighter than China's. I told you China made their own sun. They were able to stabilize it for quite some time. But France has just sustained a fusion reaction for more than 22 minutes, breaking China's record, which was just a few weeks ago, of 18 minutes. The CEA's West machine was able to maintain a plasma for 1,337 seconds. There's a revolution happening right now. This breakthrough is massive, and the world needs to know. We're on the brink of nearly free, limitless energy. The very foundation of that drives technological and scientific advancement. This leap forward demonstrates how our knowledge of plasmas and technological control of them over long periods is becoming more mature. I used to think about selling my plasma.
Different kind of plasma.
It's not the same?
No.
Oh, this isn't from the people. This isn't like people's plasma put into the machine to make it go
it's
forever?
like Ghostbuster plasma.
Oh, that's another conspiracy. That's a different conspiracy theory. What is that one called? You know what the name of that one is, right? The people's, where they put their...
No.
It was the children,
Sorry,
wasn't it?
I didn't hear what you said.
Taking people's plasma.
Okay.
Using it.
Okay.
Keeping it.
Okay.
That's what they do.
Donating plasma?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
That's how you can make the sun go round.
Okay. Thanks, man.
We'll have more Good Morning LKN coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, winter's still not done with us. We'll keep an eye out for a possible quick burst of snow again this morning before lunchtime, and then it'll move on out. Sunshine comes back, clearing and windy for our Thursday afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 30s, but with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Nothing says wow like a gift from Harrison's. Get what they want and what they need thanks to our huge selection of work staples and Western favorites from Ariat, Carhartt, Wrangler, and more. And there's nothing merrier than a new pair of boots from Harrison's. Find us on Norman Station Boulevard in Mooresville.
Pizza night just got an upgrade. Stop by Pomodoro's for fresh, authentic Italian eats that hit the spot every time. Dine in or take out because good food is always a good idea. Check out Pomodoros.com for details.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Would you like to change your health situation? Improve your current health with a wellness consultation with me, Fred Lowry, pharmacist and doctor of natural medicine. I'll work with you to reach your individual goals. This includes a review of your current medications, supplements, diet, and lifestyle choices. This is a progressive way to improve your current health position for your future. Great for individuals or couples wanting to make improvement. Call me at Lowry Drug in Statesville, 704-873-2247.
The best talk all day long.
WSIC.
Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Donald Trump signed an executive order undertaking a massive regulatory review in a bid to fulfill his campaign pledge of eliminating rules he says stifle businesses and innovation. A White House fact sheet shows that the order requires all agencies to review all regulations to ensure they align with the administration's policies and Elon Musk's DOGE effort, which seeks to slash federal spending and personnel. Microsoft announced its first quantum computing chip, marking a major step in the company's effort to produce devices that might someday solve problems beyond the reach of modern computers. The announcement indicated that its engineers have found a way to deploy the particles that make quantum computing possible in a system that might one day power data centers and enable advances in fields like healthcare and chemistry. Futures were slipping this morning, but stocks rose yesterday, with the S&P 500 reaching another new record high. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
24/7 worldwide, non-stop.
WSIC.
Local starts here. That morning pep talk for Lake Norman, Statesville, with Justin, Bill, and Mamie, now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
High country nights and the fire's burning warm. Greystone Lodge welcomes all who come round the door. Concierge service, they know what you need.
Good morning, LK.
In Boone, you'll find peace.
Happy Thursday to you. High Country Happenings, one of our favorite segments each week where we get to sit down and chat with Greystone Lodge, Gray, GreystoneLodge.com. Katie Jo joins us this morning. I can smell the breakfast sizzling from the flat top, Katie Jo.
I know. Good morning. It is a very chilly morning up here in Boone. We've got a little bit of snow, so we're ready for people to come up this weekend.
Okay, so you did get some snow yesterday. Do you have any snow falling right now at all or no?
It depends on which part of the county you're in, but in some parts, yes.
All right, this morning you're also joined by Ian Hunter. He's the owner of Sunrise Grill. Ian, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, breakfast dishes. What is your absolute favorite to make for folks?
We're really pride ourselves on our Benedicts. We have one called the Frankenstein. which is house homemade bread, goat cheese, chiffonade spinach, and a special hot sauce with grilled marinated flank steak. 2 poached eggs and hollandaise. It's one of our best sellers, and frankly, I think it's my favorite breakfast.
Do y'all serve breakfast all day? Because I'm thinking about driving up there after the show.
Yes.
All right. I'll see you guys about 10:30.
Ian, give us
All right, sounds good to me.
give us the history of Sunrise Grill. How'd you get into it? I mean, it's a very popular place in the High Country, particularly in Boone. When you're there, a wonderful breakfast spot. And so, give us the history of for you and Sunrise Grill.
Well, for us, we moved down we're transplants from New England. We're family owned. There's my wife, Lisa, my son, Liam, and myself. Liam's a graduate of Johnson Wales, has his culinary and food service management degree, and he's kind of like the engine that runs the place. It was pretty humble when we got here as far as billings and stuff like that. And we've tried to develop the menu to make it more interesting, and it's grown since then. So we're very happy. We're grateful for the business that we have.
How's the coffee?
We have our own blend of coffee that we created with a local roaster, and we have a dark roast, and then we use one of the medium roasts, which is a breakfast blend. So we hopefully appeal to everybody, on coffee strength.
Some people would argue that you can't really have sweets too early in the morning, but isn't French toast just that ability to work around that rule?
I would say so, yeah. We have a couple of stuffed French toast that people go gaga about, and so we serve a lot of that stuff too.
And now, I will say I am one of those people that goes gaga over these stuffed French toast at Sunrise Grill. Whenever I go to Sunrise Grill in the morning as a local, and you'll know I grew up here, so I've been there so many times, I always get, a good entree of eggs and some protein, but I always have to get a side of just an order of the Grayson, which is their stuffed French toast, and it is to die for.
Something interesting I'm seeing here, because I'm on sunrisegrillboone.com. You guys got mini golf set up there too at Sunrise Grill?
We do, and we open that up in May, and it runs through, when kids go back to school, sort of early September.
So you come play a little mini golf after.
Have a little French toast.
A little eggs Benny, a little mini
Yes.
golf. That's a day right there.
Oh, man. It's a good day.
Yeah.
So as far as the location goes for Sunrise Grill, is it people just from the university? Is it travelers far and wide? What's a typical customer like that you guys see at Sunrise Grill?
We have it sort of divides essentially into thirds. We have a lot of students, we have a lot of locals, and then we have a lot of tourists. And also, the Floridians who come up here for 6 months and stay and then move back for the warmer weather. So, it's a pretty good cross-section of people.
Katie Jo, one of the wonderful things about staying at Greystone Lodge, GRAY, GreysstoneLodge.com, a lot of discounts across the High Country. It's as simple as just flashing that room card key, isn't it?
It is, yes. And, we always talk on the show about how the Greystone is wanting to support all of the local businesses around us. And, we do have an excellent breakfast at the Greystone, but what if you want something a little bit different? Or what if you got up too late and want to go down the street for breakfast at Sunrise Grill? It's not a far drive. So they're actually one of our newest partners, and you can receive 10% discount when you show your key card at Sunrise.
Do you guys make your own? Is it hollandaise sauce? You guys make your own on that, I imagine, for the bennies.
Yes, we do.
What's the secret?
He tells you it won't be a secret.
That's all I'm saying.
There you go. There you go. But you guys do have that before 8 deal. So if you're an early riser, then you can get choice of the rotating menu items and a cup of coffee for just $8. Wow, what a deal.
Yeah, that's a killer deal.
That's an amazing deal.
What's it like running a restaurant with your family?
It has its challenges. But we all get along very well together. But, when there's discussions, they can be kind of heated sometimes.
You guys came down from New England. Is it is it like nothing, the cold level that comes into Boone? That's got to be like nothing compared to New England. So you probably wear shorts and a T-shirt all year long. Is that fair to say up there in the High Country?
I wear shorts until November, but the weather is actually fairly similar to New England, although the winters are much longer up there. But it's kind of similar, especially this year with the dip in temperatures, 20s and 10s and stuff like that. That's more like New England.
And I do see here on the menu, you guys do get into lunch things, right? It's not just breakfast, it appears like. You guys do have lunch. What are some of those popular items for those that are coming by maybe later in the day?
Oh, my son cooks the best burger in Boone from my perspective. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but our burgers are great. We have a great club sandwich, tuna melt, and then a sandwich called Let's, which is a chicken sandwich. And, of course, we have all the kids' lunch items, too.
Oh, man, what a great
spot. I will
spot.
say, every time I drive by Sunrise Grill, I have to check their sign out front to see what flavor of pancakes they're serving at the moment. The last time I drove by, it was something dealing with Easter. So, they had something about the Easter bunny and I think, like, a carrot cake pancake. Is that correct, Ian?
Yeah, that's currently that's the pancake of the week is the carrot cake. We decided to run it for 2 weeks, and it's very popular.
Yeah, they always have some wonderful flavors. I love to check that sign to see what they're serving us with the pancakes.
Another way of utilizing sweets in the morning with
there
carrot,
you go.
Carrot
Just
cake
have
and
carrot cake for
pancake.
breakfast.
That's it. Just call it cake.
Call it a pancake. Good to go.
That's the secret. Katie Jo, Sunrise Grill being a wonderful spot for dining and hanging out there in the high country. That's just part of the experience, though. Greystone Lodge, GRAY, GreysstoneLodge.com. You got to have somewhere to put your head down at night. What's going on at the Greystone?
We're just still keeping people warm during the winter season. There's some snow on the ground right now. It's the perfect weekend to come up and enjoy the Greystone and enjoy all the local businesses that need your support. And there's so many events happening. And, we have a blog that we run that'll show you all the local events. Tonight, we've got App Statement's basketball. So they're in their basketball season right now.
And that one's against Georgia Southern. That's the blackout game. So that's as far as App State fans. That's a good rivalry right there.
It is, yes. And then Friday, February 21st and Saturday, February 22nd, we've got the fourth annual Boondocks Film Fest. And they're going to be doing a bunch of short films that share and celebrate life in Appalachia. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. And then we've got App Statements basketball again on Saturday, February 22nd. So that's going to be their last home game. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a doubleheader. It'll be men's and women's. So it'll be a lot of fun on Saturday if you're into basketball.
It's that time. It's that part of the season right now. How about the ski slopes? Are they still open across the high country?
They absolutely are. I see so many people coming up for skiing still, and we always talk about how wonderful it is to go support the ski mountains. We talk about Beach Mountain being its own kind of world up there, where you can ski or tube or do the sledding hill or just kind of hang out up there and just enjoy the views and some good food if you're not into the skiing.
Now, Sunrise Grill, that's, again, another one. If you go to sunrisegrillboone.com, you can check out their website. So if you're planning a trip up to the high country, you want to know where the deals are at. And when you take the Greystone key card with you to a bunch of places, Katie Jo, you can get that discount. Now, if I go to GreysstoneLodge.com, GRAY, GreysstoneLodge.com, and I look at the local discounts here, you guys got a lot of great partners throughout the community.
We do. We kind of have something for everybody. We like to have a nice list of a couple of different things. We've got, restaurants, attractions. We've got Lumina Spa, a couple of other things like that as well. We just like to give a good variety and just kind of show people what Boone's all about. And including those discounts is just a way for us to be able to support all of our local businesses and also just introduce all of our visitors to them as well.
Katie Jo, Greystone Lodge, GRAY, GreysstoneLodge.com. When you're going up to the high country and you're staying in the Greystone Lodge, pop by Sunrise Grill. Say hey to Ian and the fam out there. Ian, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Looking forward to coming up and try some of them eggs Benny sometime soon in a nice hot cup of Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, y'all have a great day. Stay safe out there. Enjoy this little wintry thing going on. We're kind of all giddy down here because it doesn't happen to us very often down here in Lake Norman. But hey, we'll enjoy it. So y'all have a great one.
You too.
High country nights and the fire's burning warm. Greystone Lodge welcomes all who come round the door. Concierge service, they know what you need. In Boone you'll find peace, let your worries recede. If I were a poet, I'd pen you a verse. In these mountains so grand, life's troubles disperse.
But with wind gusts around 30, it'll feel more like freezing or even the 20s at times. Dipping into the teens tonight under a clear sky. It'll be cold for our Friday. Sunny and temperatures in the mid-40s. Gradually get warmer, though, and dry over the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, February 20th is a fundraiser for Soul to Soul's Connection at Rio 150 in Mooresville. Eat out on Thursday with Rio's Mexican food menu, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to veteran and first responder mental health problems. Your participation will help stop the stigma. Eat out at Rio 150 Mexican restaurant in Mooresville on Thursday and help raise funds for veteran and first responder mental health programs. Join the Statesville Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 20th for a night of celebration and recognition with the annual Sage Awards for Statesville area growth and excellence. The event honors individuals and organizations that have made significant impacts on the community. The Sage Awards begin at 6 p.m. Thursday at the Statesville Civic Center. Visit statesvillechamber.org for your tickets. Saturday night, Fortune 5 returns to the 500 Club in Statesville. Fortune 5 won the Battle of the Bands in 2024 and now bring their infectious energy to Statesville. Check out the Fortune 5 concert at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the 500 Club. Extreme Experience was founded with the goal of making the world's finest exotic cars accessible and to drive new Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches on the world-class racetracks. Extreme Experience provides the safest and most educational approach to drivers and passengers who wish to experience the thrill of the world's most exclusive cars. Book your Extreme Experience now at 866-273-7727 or visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, the Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, the Warren Treaty, the Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Give us a call now at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Good Morning LKN on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning, LKN. 8:48. Happy Thursday to you. You know, transportation is a conversation around here. And, you know, we have the toll lanes, and the toll lanes were a way for someone's got to pay for the roads. It's not magic. And so you had the toll lanes put in, and it's got tolls, and instead of the taxpayer paying for it, it's kind of private companies paying for it, although the money, who knows which way it works on paper. But New York had a situation going on, which we talked about a few weeks ago, that seemed unique. It seemed like an opportunity for New York to raise some dollars or help control and push traffic a particular way. But the federal government has said they're not interested in it, that they don't like it. So the Department of Transportation Secretary Duffy, talking about the congestion pricing in New York City, it was actually announced. The federal government said, nah, you can't do this. Here's the comments from Secretary Duffy.
Why can't New York City determine what it wants to charge for people to come in and out?
So we give them the authority, number one. And so the American taxpayer, the New York taxpayer, funded those streets. And the way the governor set this up is, she said, even though you already paid for these streets, you can't use those streets unless you pay an additional toll. Well, if I'm the taxpayer, I'm like, I already paid for the street. Why am I paying an additional toll to the taxes I already paid? There's no free pathway into that cordoned area, right? So if you're a middle income or a lower income shopper or worker, you can't access public roads by any means into this area. That's flat out wrong. And we've never had a program like that where there's not a free public road.
So there you go. So because the taxpayers already paid for the roads, the government's saying, well, wait a second, you can't then go back and ask them for more money. Interesting conversation as far as that perspective go.
Is that the only way to get in and out is with that toll road?
No, there's other ways, but it's a time-based concept, right? Of how do you get there in a timely fashion? Same thing I ask anytime
Same with the toll lane here,
Same
right?
with the toll lane here, and especially when it's snowing outside. I don't know if I think we might need a little bit of weather advice or some type of thoughts on the snow. Wolfpack Gary joins us this morning. Good morning, Wolfpack. How you doing?
Yeah, it's been snowing pretty hard here where I'm at. I'm about 3 miles west of Troutman, off the Old Mountain Road, about 2 miles past South Idle High School.
It's coming down pretty good for you right now?
Yes, the grounds are pretty much covered. It's already about an inch down. It ain't been snowing but 30 minutes.
You think the 2-hour delay all of a sudden becomes a full remote day for most folks? I know Iredell Statesville's already on remote.
Yeah, they've already. I seen on news of the flash below. Iredell County's a remote day, so they've closed for the day.
Yeah, they have CMS still showing a 2-hour delay on there.
Roads here too.
Yeah. So it's sticky out? Did you go outside at all?
No, I ain't been outside yet. I've got an appointment a little later today. About 3:15. It'll be over by then.
When's the last time you had a good snowball fight?
So I think I'll be all right.
When's the last time you had a good snowball fight, Wolfpack?
Man, it's been years. probably about 40 years.
Oh wow! About time for another one, right?
Yeah, I was Willie's the last time I got in one. Yeah, we was a bunch of us outside of a bar, and we got out there and had a snowball fight.
Of course it was.
Wolfpack, I think it's me and you versus Mames and Patrick. I think we can take it. I think we can take it.
Well,
Bring it.
I don't know. Wolfpack's on the team. I don't know.
I was raised in New England.
Okay, never
Bring
mind.
it.
Yeah,
you want a
'cause I don't-
snowball fight? Bring it.
Mames with a lack of confidence in Patrick. That's
No,
the concern.
it's the lack
right
of
now.
confidence in myself because I don't go out that much in the cold. I don't even own gloves.
Hey,
so-
Mames, hey, how about you make some hot chocolate? I got
I'll be
this. I'll
doing
be
that.
in a minute.
I'll be doing that appraise snowball fighting. That's what I do.
Snowball adjacent.
Yeah, snowball adjacent. I'll be
Wolfpack,
cheering you from the
we
sideline.
appreciate you calling in, Wolfpack. Hope you have a great day. Be safe out there, all right?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you something. When are you going to start giving away tickets to people that ain't got a birthday in February and March?
Now listen, Wolfpack, I know you know somebody who's got a birthday. Call in your friend's birthday. Call in your neighbor's birthday. Call in your dog's birthday. We got birthdays out there. We got anniversaries out there. Call them in.
Say that's the only way you're going to give away tickets this year?
Nah, we'll do some other giveaways too.
Wolfpack, here's the thing. Just keep listening. You know how it works around here, Wolfpack. You just keep on
Just keep listening.
bro.
Just keep listening. We're not gonna forget about you. That's for sure.
Give away anymore.
Yeah, we'll definitely have some more. We'll have more giveaways. So keep listening.
There's a treasure map, Wolfpack. There's a treasure map. There's a treasure map in downtown Troutman. You got to find it, and then it'll lead you to Fort Knox, though. So you got to be careful,
Right.
okay, on that journey.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm gonna see who has the most pennies, and that's the person's gonna win 2 tickets. So start counting your pennies for me.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
See you, Wolfpack.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, if you're driving on the streets, at least you're driving on new roads here that the government isn't going to tell you then that they can't charge. Although it's really the government ran roads there in New York, right? That's what the kicker is that it's the government then charging the additional fee. The toll lanes here is a private company charging it.
Okay, so that's the difference then. It's
When it was new roads built, right? The private company here
Gotcha.
paid for the roads, quote unquote, paid for the roads.
Right.
And then so that's why they can come and charge a toll. But there in New York, they're shutting down the idea of the new revenue stream. And that's kind of one of those things that kind of makes sense. I mean, if the taxpayers already paid for the roads, going back and doing the double tax thing, that doesn't seem very
But
fun.
you grew up in Connecticut, right,
Mhm.
Patrick? And so you would go to New York, I would assume, often.
Fairly,
Would
yeah.
you drive or would
No.
you take public transportation?
Public transportation. I
Okay.
drove to New. I know we were talking New York, the state, or New York,
The
the
city. We're
okay,
talking the city, yeah.
The city is an awful place to drive.
I would think so too.
I drove there once, and that was all I needed. It was very, very convenient where I lived to just hop on the train in New York, and about an hour train ride in, landed at Grand Central. You went upstairs, these big yellow cars take you anywhere you want to
Yeah,
go. So
yeah.
it was much more convenient to do that. Public transportation. My brother's lived in Manhattan since the 80s. He doesn't own a car.
Mhm.
Never has, him or his wife. They just, it's insane to have one there. It's much more convenient just to take public transportation just because of the infrastructure.
A lot of people that grow up in New York or in those surrounding, areas, the suburbs of it, don't even have a driver's license. A lot of them
Yeah.
don't.
I believe my sister-in-law does not have a driver's license. Never did. She's in her 50s, 60s, something like that. And she's killing me by giving her age away on the air, but her weight is next. Because I know what women want to hear.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe she ever in her life had a driver's license because she's New York native, grew up there. Just you get around just fine without a car.
I actually have a friend from high school whose sister would only live in New York, San Francisco, like places with public transportation because she never wanted to drive. She just had no interest in having a license or driving.
Completely different culture here where you want to drive.
Oh, everybody drives their own car.
Maybe the in-between is like bicycles. You see some people on bicycles. You see a lot of that in New York, too. It might be getting added to the LK and Olympics, and maybe this is the way we can bridge the gap. Now, this is a little bit different style cycling. Mame's found this. Why would people be interested in this being in the LK and Olympics?
Synchronized cycling, I think is what this is. Artistic cycling, I'm sorry, but kind of like synchronized swimming along with a bicycle. I don't know why they only ride on the back wheels on this one, but that's the game they're playing. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might be okay at this sport. I can ride a bike. If
you download the WSIC News app, which is available on iOS and Google Play, you could see this right now. This is hands-free cycling. If you have not gotten to the point of being able to ride a bicycle without your hands on the handlebar,
can't do that.
You will not be able to compete in this venture. It looks like at least to get to near gold. I'm assuming these guys are some of the best right here.
Yeah.
Look at hands-free, doing a wheelie on the back wheel. Only front wheels in the air, hands are free, and they're
going
cycling.
backward.
And they're synchronized,
They're
too.
synchronized.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That looks tougher than the synchronized swimming.
These are the Germans right here, right? This is what we've got to compete with right here.
So there's got to be an American team doing this,
breed them for this. You got to be careful. If you're getting into a ring, and not to mention the circles that are painted on this court, we need to talk about that because I don't even know what the setup
I think this is a halftime show for a basketball game is where they're performing.
What sport has circles, though, in the middle of the court? Like
basketball.
But so anyway, forming my team right now. So there's 3 of us in here. We need 1 more. Who we're recruiting for?
Bill?
What is
Bill?
CJ?
Bill or CJ? One of the two.
CJ just had the fear of God come over his face, like, don't pick me, don't pick me.
It's kind of like you just happen to be here on sign-up day.
Sorry.
Thanks.
You get voluntold that you're on the team now. Yeah. CJ's our alternate.
Last time you rode hands-free on a bike.
Never.
Well, CJ has to be alternate because one of us is going to sprain an ankle doing this for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. Appreciate that.
One of us, including myself at this table. Yes. I'm the one that slipped on the running board trying to get to work this morning. So yeah, probably not the best.
I'm older. Should I just grab my hip and oh man.
You got to have good hip flexors and probably.
I stretch. I do yoga.
Artistic.
I'm pretty good.
Cycling.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we're adding it to the Olympics. Artistic cycling. Starting our teams. Let us know if you want to get on a team.
You know where I bet you can find some people who are into artistic cycling?
Where, Justin?
The Home Ad Show. Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, you're hanging out with Patrick Reynolds and the Home Ad crew. Don't forget Merle Fest tickets, giving them away every single week, like Wolfpack Gary was talking about there. If you've got a birthday anniversary, if you know somebody with a birthday or anniversary, get them on the prize wheel every day. 10:45, Patrick spins this big old prize wheel and picks a winner, and it's that easy. Now, each day, you also get the chance, if you do win the birthday anniversary, it's not just leading up to Merle Fest tickets. You get Daylight Donuts. You get Boxcar Grill. You get a Lake Mountain Coffee. You get some great things for having a birthday or anniversary. Then you can double up on Fridays where your name gets put on if you won for Merle Fest tickets.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And where there may or may not be other opportunities to win Merle Fest tickets as well.
Yeah.
It's snowing outside right now, at least here on the south side of the lake. From Wolfpack Gary's report on Troutman area, a little bit west of Troutman, it is snowing there toward the north side of the lake as well. So be safe if you're going out about. If you're on the roads right now, just use caution. It's better to get there late than not at all. Is that a good rule right there?
Very good rule.
We'll go with that. And if you're cruising with us, it's even better because you got more to hang out with. You got the Home Ad Show from 9 to 11. 11 o'clock today, you got About Town. Mayor Woody Washam sharing with what's going on in the town of Cornelius. A lot of activity. Those tennis players are taking over from the pickleball folks again. I told you about it. Don't sleep on the tennis players. Noon to 3, you got the Todd Starnes Show. Need that national political addiction itched? You can get it done every day here, noon to 3 on WSIC. 3 p.m. today, it is Thursday. You got Putting the Pieces Back Together. Purple Heart Homes helping with the reintegration of veterans across this entire country. They're doing some amazing work, providing housing, other types of resources, getting veterans connected all across this country. John Galena and the team there at Purple Heart Homes doing some fantastic work just right here out of Statesville. And then 4 p.m. today, Dollars and Cents. Get that inside look on the financial sphere. It's not financial advice, but at the same time,